Roland? Are you there? The wedding's gonna be starting soon. Are you sure you're gonna have time to get changed and everything? You're cutting it a bit fine here. What on earth is going on? Is everything okay? Please respond to me, Roland. Anything is fine. Will you just let me know you're okay? Everyone's freaking out here because no one can get in touch with you, babe. Please let us know you're okay. We're worried about you.
All right, there we are. That's the divorce papers handed in. All done.
Huh? What the?
Yep, you heard me. Today's wedding is off. Canceled. Boom.
Roland? What the hell are you talking about? I couldn't get through to you for ages. I was so worried. Where the hell did this come from all of a sudden? What are you even saying? Why would you want a divorce? And how could you hand the papers in without my signature? We only applied for the engagement last week. What the hell are you doing? This makes zero sense.
Don't play dumb with me, bitch. It's your fault I'm divorcing you and you damn well know it.
Huh? Me? What the heck? Oh my God, Roland, don't talk to me like that.
You cheating bitch.
Stop it. I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't cheated on you, I swear.
Liar. You had a chance to prevent this, you know. I've been waiting quietly for you to own up and apologize for what you did, but nothing came, so you left me no choice. Quite the contrary. I mean, just look at all those messages you just sent me.
What? You mean the messages I sent because I was worried about you and didn't know where you were?
Worried? Drop the saint act, you filthy liar. No mention of the fact you cheated on me, no apology, and nothing but condescending commands for me to report my whereabouts to you? Who am I, your freaking son? Your slave? That was the final nail in the coffin for you, woman. You might have had a chance before, but you sure as heck don't now. This settles it. We are done.
How many times do I have to say it? I'm not cheating on you, and I never have.
I know. It was against the law to forge your signature on the divorce papers. But you're hardly in a position to criticize anyone. This divorce is all your fault after all, isn't it? You filthy, lying cheater?
I did not cheat on you, Roland. What will it take for you to believe me? Ugh. Just hurry up and come to the church, will you please? We're never gonna get anywhere flinging crap at each other like this over messages.
Like hell I'm going to the church, you crazy or something? We're divorced now, so we're obviously not gonna have a wedding ceremony. You need to take responsibility for what you did and deal with the consequences of your actions yourself. I'm sure you'll come up with some way to get out of this without everyone hating you. You are an expert liar after all.
Quit calling me that, Roland. I'm not lying about anything. What the hell gives you the right to decide all of this on your own while you leave me hanging at the altar? Today was supposed to be our wedding day, damn it!
You think I'm just making baseless accusations here? I have proof, idiot.
All right, fine. Well, show it to me then.
I don't need to prove anything to you. The truth is the truth, and ain't nothing gonna change that.
We're both banging our heads against brick walls trying to get our points across to each other here, Roland. How the hell are we ever gonna get anywhere unless you show me the proof?
What is this, some pathetic attempt to earn yourself time to pull off your next sleazy stunt? You should know when to quit. Things are over between me and you. Oh, and mark my words, bitch. You will be paying me compensation.
Quit speaking to me like that already, Roland.
You better prepare yourself for the hellfire that's about to rain down upon you, you cheating whore! Hey, bitch. I want my compensation, and I want my money back for everything I contributed to the wedding fund. In total, you owe me $5,000. Pay up. I'm willing to be generous and give you a whole 2 weeks to come up with the money. I might hate you now, but there was a time when I loved you. And this is my last gesture of goodwill in memory of what once was. You should be grateful I'm such a gentleman. Whether you go into debt, whether you have to rob old ladies in the street, I don't give a crap. I just want my money. You hear me, bitch? My money!
Good evening, Kate, dear. Oh, good evening, Susie. I'm so sorry for the way my son's been behaving. It's fine, really. I kind of had a feeling you'd feel pretty rotten about it, too. And even though I'm only your daughter-in-law, you've always been really fair to me. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to apologize. Thank you, dear. Oh, your words mean a lot to me. And not just to me, but my husband, too. You see, we know you're not the kind of person to do that, and we don't believe the things our son is saying about you, not for 1 second. That said, and I hate to have to tell you this, but there are many in our family who don't know you as well as we do, and unfortunately that means they believe what Roland's saying about you cheating on him. I'm sorry to have to ask you this, and I'm sure I already know the answer, but I have to hear you say it. You didn't cheat on my son, did you, dear? No way, of course I didn't. Can you think of any reason he might be so confused? Something that might have made him make such a huge misunderstanding? Maybe meeting up with a guy from work or someone in your family, you know, that kind of thing? Well, if I had to say, all I can think of is my brother. Oh, you mean Ben, the tall gentleman I met yesterday? Oh, if I remember, he just came back from a very long work transfer in Japan last week. Is that right? Yep, that's him. We went out for a meal the day after he came back to America, but I told Roland about it beforehand. I mean, it really is hard to believe that this is about Ben. Now that I think about it, he and Roland do know each other. Yes, dear, you're right. All right, got it. Leave this with me. I don't know where Roland is right now, but I am in touch with one of his friends. Let's see if I can't get some information on my son's whereabouts. Or more importantly, what on earth this is all about. Right. I'm sorry for the trouble, Susie. But I'm counting on you. Hello, Kate. I'm sorry I kept you waiting, dear. I managed to get some information about Roland from his friend. Wow, nice going. Thanks a bunch. What did you find out? Well, you see, about that, it would appear that my son has made a misunderstanding of such epic proportions that it makes me severely doubt his intelligence. And I say that as his mother. Okay, now I'm curious. What happened? If it's not a problem for you, would you mind if we met and discussed it in person? I want to apologize to you, your parents, and your brother. I'm so sorry to ask you on such short notice, but I was hoping my husband and I could come over and see you this afternoon. Okay, sure thing. How about we meet up outside that family restaurant near Binglefloop Station? You know, the one we went to before? Let's say 3 p.m.? Oh, yes, I know the one. Yes, that works fine. We'll be there. Thank you, dear.
If you try coming up with some bullshit reason about why you can't, I'll take that as you failing to deliver on your promise. And I have no choice but to start adding interest the longer you take to pay me back. Hey, you think this is a freaking game, bitch? Well, I ain't playing around. And where's my $5,000 and why the hell haven't you paid me it yet? We divorced because you cheated on me, which means you owe me compensation. You clearly have no intention of doing the decent thing by reflecting on your disgusting behavior and apologizing to me. So you left me no choice but to raise it to $6,000. If you don't pay me by the end of today, it goes up to $7,000. You hear me? $7,000. If you don't want to end up financially ruined, I suggest you start doing as you're told, bitch. Boom. Hurry up and give me my money. Hey. Bitch. What the hell do you think you're playing at? I just got a $5,000 bill for compensation. I'm not the one who's paying. You are. You don't have some stupid outdated idea that the woman automatically gets compensation during a divorce, right? You wouldn't be that much of a moron, would you?
God, would you shut up already?
Excuse me?
I take it the mailman had something for you today then? Did you read it properly?
Oh, believe me, I read it. It was full of stupid, nonsensical crap about how I need to pay you compensation, plus all of the wedding expenses?
Which part of it didn't you get? It's pretty simple, actually. Would you like me to spell it out to you like you're a child? Okay, you owe me money.
What did you just say?
I can repeat myself if you like. Anyway, haven't you realized I know everything yet? The fact the letter got delivered to that address in the first place should tell you the jig is up.
Huh?
I know where you've been hiding ever since you dumped me on our wedding day. Your lover's apartment.
Wait, what the hell? How do you know?
Because I looked into it, obviously.
How the hell?
All I can tell you is the people you thought were your allies are not your allies.
Huh? What do you mean?
Let me make this clear to you one last time. I never cheated on you. You're the one who cheated on me.
What the heck? No. But I have decisive proof that proves your infidelity beyond all doubt, because I took the perfect photo at just the right moment. Huh?
By perfect photo, do you mean this? It was when we were sat waiting in the seats at the front for a table to open up because the restaurant was full, right?
How the heck do you have that? I took that photo.
Let's just say it found its way into my possession after my private investigator and her co-workers did some digging.
Whatever. What do I care how you get? At least this means you have no choice but to admit to the affair now.
No, that was my brother.
WTF?
I did tell you I was going out for a meal with him for the first time in years after he came home from his work transfer in Japan, didn't I?
Sure you did, but you were obviously lying to go out and see your lover. I saw right through you.
Why don't you take a closer look at the photo? His hair is a little different to the last time you saw him, but you can tell that's my brother, can't you? My brother and I have always looked pretty similar. I mean, look at our noses, for crying out loud. How was it not obvious to you when you took the photo?
Wait a sec. Holy crap, are you being freaking serious right now? Oh, man.
Do you finally understand? What a hasty, impetuous moron you are?
This cannot be happening.
I think given the circumstances, I'm being pretty generous with my compromises. I could press charges against you for forgoing my signature on the divorce papers if I wanted to. I could also do the procedures to invalidate the divorce if I wanted to, but obviously I don't want to, because you cheated on me. So instead of sending you to jail, I'll simply bill you for more compensation.
I can't pay $5,000. What are you, crazy? You must be if you think I have that kind of money.
Sorry, Roland, but that just won't do. You're paying me, and that's final. Given your track record with what you did to me at the wedding, there's a good chance you'll try and worm your way out of paying if I let you do it in installments. So you'll be paying me the whole lot in one lump sum.
I can't freaking do that. It's impossible. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. It would appear your lover had no idea you were married. Is that right, Roland?
Well...
I hear her mom and dad are absolutely livid. I might be letting you off lightly, but I can't promise they won't take action against you.
No, wait, please. Don't do this. Fine, you win. Let's get married again.
Excuse me?
Let's just move past this without any unnecessary drama, shall we?
The reality of how screwed you are still hasn't sunk in, has it?
What?
My lawyer will be paying you a visit over the coming days.
Your lawyer? What the hell? Screw that. I just said we can get married again, damn it.
Cheating means divorce, right? Or at least, that's what you keep telling me when you dumped me on our wedding day.
Well, that's,
Oh, it just so happens that I agree with you. We're divorcing and that's final, so just accept it. And let's not let this drag on any longer than it has to, okay? All further communications will go through my lawyer.
No, Kate, please. My parents are disowning me, damn it. How am I supposed to get by now? Do you plan on leaving me on my own?
Yes.
What?
All right, Roland. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say to you. Goodbye. To my surprise, I received payment for the full amount for the compensation I billed him for a few days after our last messages. To make matters worse for the pea-brained villain of today's story, his pissed-off ex-lover, whom he tricked into having an affair with him by pretending to be single, also charged him for a whopping sum in compensation. Once again, she got the whole thing in one lump sum. How did he come up with the money on such short notice, you ask? Well, I heard he borrowed it from two sisters he was friends with as a kid, who grew up to be highly successful businesswomen. According to Susie, my old mother-in-law, he signed a written pledge to serve their every whim and desire as their eternal slave for the rest of his life in return for the loan. You might think that sounds weird. And you'd be right, it does. It turns out the sisters are known for being mentally unstable sexual deviants with a reputation for being dangerous. Well, I can't think of anyone better to take care of my ex-husband. Anyway, as for me, for a short time I did feel a little depressed about becoming a divorcee barely a week after getting engaged. But they say good things come to those who wait, and 6 months later, me and an old classmate hit it off at our school reunion. Then a year after that, we were engaged. Fate has a funny way of bringing people together, huh? We've known each other since we were kids, and even though I never saw him in that way when we were younger, it kinda just, I don't know, it seems right now. He's super funny, kind, and oh crap, I'm gonna be late to our date. Peace!
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Rosie, you're so mean. What? Why would you do that? What, Bailey? Come on now. What do you want? I heard this from the old lady next door, but you went and took your really good-looking boyfriend home with you and showed Mom and Dad? Why did you never tell me about that? Jesus! If you're bringing your boyfriend over with you, then you should tell me too. I have to be there in order to see if he'll be a good fit for me or not. That's the reason I didn't tell you crap. What? Listen, Bailey, I don't go out finding men I like and want to be in a relationship with just to bring them around you and have you take them. And by the way, you are not in the place to be texting me about anything at all right now. Why not? Oh, don't tell me you've forgotten about the fact that 4 years ago you stole my husband from me. You would never be able to forget that, right? Yeah, I haven't forgotten about that. And Mom has told you plenty of times now that you are not allowed around their house ever again. But each time she tells you that, you just show up more and more frequently with that stupid, emotionless smile on your face. And what about that? I have to go back to Mom and Dad's house often in order to find out if you've brought another man over to the house or not. If I can't go there anymore, I won't know who you're with. Are you kidding me? All of the men you bring in are always so amazing. But the thing is, all of those men deserve to be with me, a far more wonderful and attractive woman. And actually, all of the men you've brought home with you in the past have always fallen in love with me, right? I've always loved having those men fall for me like that, and it's become sort of an addiction now. Huh? What are you talking about? I've only ever had one man that you stole from me, and that was my previous husband. What are you talking about? There was the classroom president you were with in middle school, and the leader of that club you were in back in high school. And in college, you had that boyfriend who was a model, right? I liked him. Wait, all of those guys were never my boyfriends. What? I'm sure to those around us we looked like we were a thing because we'd always hang out with each other all the time. But the only reason I was ever around the class president in middle school all those times is because I was the vice president. And the reason I was always talking with the leader of that club in high school is because I was the manager for all his events. As for that model in college, he actually did end up asking me out, but at the time I was already dating the man I would one day call my husband, who is currently my ex, so I had to turn that model down. What? Are you serious? Well, at this point, all of that is history and doesn't really need to be brought up anymore. But what I know about you that needs to be talked about is all of those men you've stolen from other women. And the fact that you feel like it's a great thing that you've stolen so many men from be it me or any other woman is a huge problem. You need to grow up a little, Bailey. What? For some reason, I'm getting even more fired up now. What? Telling me that everyone else besides your ex had no close relationships to you at all makes me upset, actually. It makes me feel like you're trying to make me feel bad about everything I've done. So I'm going to make an announcement right now. That man that you're with right now, I'm going to steal him from you whether you like it or not. That'll show you. Ugh. By the way, whatever happened to my ex-husband that you stole from me? You know, the man you cried and begged for days and weeks who had been working for a very large company and had all the features you liked? What happened with him? Did you guys already break up? Oh, right. For some reason, the flame just went cold. After just 2 months, he and I broke up. I see. That's why I'm not even going to attempt to hold back as I go for your current boyfriend. Then let me say this. What? If you think you can take him, then give it your best shot. Huh? I'm going to tell him everything about you right now so that he knows what to expect. I'll let him know that you maliciously try and steal all of my men from me, even those that aren't in a relationship with me, and then move on to the next man that I'm around when you get bored with the previous. Did you just say I'm maliciously doing this? So you have a better way to describe yourself? There's no way a beautiful, sexy woman like myself is malicious. Well, whatever way you think of yourself, consider meeting him to be a very hard challenge. This previous time was probably his last for a while, and I'm not sure when the next time will be when he comes around to Mom and Dad's house. So it's better that you not even try going after him. Also, I'm going to show him all these texts you've sent me so he understands that this is serious. Huh? There is not going to even be a chance of you stealing him from me this time. Huh? Bye now. Rosie, hello. How many months has it been since we last chatted? Well, anyway, I've gone and taken your boyfriend. Again. The fact that you haven't said anything to me about this yet means you never even noticed. By the way, your boyfriend George is frickin' awesome. I went to your apartment since I saw George going in there. All I had to do was knock on the door saying who I was, and he let me right inside. And right then and there, he and I got into it, and I got to have myself a little taste of what's to come. Thank you for that wonderful meal. And guess what? George is so far the most handsome-looking and high-spec man that I have seen. And I've recently been really thinking about settling down soon. Since he's the perfect man for me, I'm going to take him and get married. Sorry for stealing yet another one of your men. What the hell? Did you tell me that you just stole my boyfriend and that you're going to marry him now? Bailey? Oh, good morning, Rosie. Thank you so much for once again bringing me another high-spec man to take. What are you talking about, especially when there's no chance you've come across my boyfriend? But right now, George and I just stopped at the courthouse and dropped off our marriage forms. George? That's right. We just made sure to get rid of that apartment you had always been staying at with him, and now he's moving in with me. After all, he's going to be my husband now. Wait, who the hell is he? He's my new husband. That's not what I'm asking. Who the hell is George? Like I've said, he's your now ex-boyfriend. But my boyfriend goes by the name George, and he's not even in the U.S. currently. He's not? What, did Mom never tell you anything about him? She told me you continued to barrage her with questions about him, and so she had to give you his name to get you to shut up. Oh, I get it now. You got the name George and George mixed up, I think. Huh? Wait, but George, wasn't he living with you in that apartment I was just at? Did you go out to Havensfield to get that apartment? That's right. Well, I moved out of that apartment a year ago, and I've never been back there. Huh? You moved out of there? Which means I haven't been living there for a year now. Huh? I'm going to assume that George guy moved into that apartment after I had moved away and is most likely American, right? Where are you right now, Rosie? Overseas. Huh? You're overseas? I'm back in George's hometown with his family. The reason that I was ever able to meet a guy like him in the first place is because he came to our state to do some business with one of his company's customers, and then had to go back home after a few months. So before he had to head back home, I told him that I'd be coming with him, and so I quit my job and flew out of the States with him. I just found myself a job here, actually, and so things are finally starting to calm down for me again. What the heck? How dare you get a foreign boyfriend like that? You're so mean. He and I just got married a month ago, so you can call him my husband now. What? Does that mean a while back when you brought him over to Mom and Dad's house? He came over to their house before needing to go back home and asked Mom and Dad for their approval in him marrying me. Before he needed to go back home? So that really means... That's right. Right now I'm texting you from our house that is not in the US. Are you serious? It's funny that you just thought you'd gotten the best of me again and even married him that quickly. Well, congrats for that. What the hell? I only wanted him because I thought that he was yours. There's no reason for me to have gone through all this work to steal him now. Rosie, there's just some random people living in Mom and Dad's house right now. Where's Mom at? What? You went to that house again? I did. God, this last month has already been too much for me to handle. George ended up having another woman who he was engaged to at the time, and so that fiancé of his ended up making me pay for their wedding that had to be canceled and a settlement. Everything's been so hard for me, and to be honest, I have no more money. I came back to Mom and Dad's house with the hopes of getting Mom to help me pay for all of this. But as I walked up to the front door, there were random people living inside the house. If you want to know where Mom and Dad are, they are here with me. What? Mom and Dad are living with us in our house now. Huh? Does that mean that Mom and Dad are overseas now too? That's right. They went and got all the paperwork done that they needed to do, got their visas to come and live here, went to a language school for 3 months, and then helped us buy a brand new property here. They started doing all of this once they both got fed up with you always causing issues for them, and so they've been preparing for this for over a year now. And finally, a month or so ago, everything worked out the way we had all planned, and they were both able to move out here. No frickin' way! You all just left me here in the US? How the hell could my own family do something like that to me? Listen here, Bailey. Ever since you stole my husband from me 5 years ago, this whole family has hated you. Mom, Dad, and myself. You were even told that you were being disowned, yet you continued to go to Mom and Dad for everything, acting like nothing had happened. Seriously, how many times would they have had to tell you you're not family to them anymore before you got the hint? I never said that was okay. Nobody said you had the right to say it was okay or not. What the hell, Rosie? I think that the three of us had been too kind to you after what you did. We told you that you were not a part of the family anymore, yet we continued to talk with you through text and such. The only reason we've really been continuing to talk with you is to try and prevent you from getting too crazy. Had we blocked you 5 years ago, we were afraid you might lash out and try to kill us. But by staying in contact with you, we seem to have only made things worse. Rosie! Today, Mom, Dad, and myself are going to the store to get new phones and new SIM cards for here. What? I thought I'd just let you know that before we get our new numbers. Hold on a sec. I got a divorce from George. There was no hope in trying to rely on him for money and things since he lost it all to his fiancée. I see. Most of our distant family is on the other side of the US now, and most of them won't even talk to me anymore. So I would like to come with you. I don't want Mom or Dad to have to suffer through any more of your crap with you. You're saying I caused them to suffer? That's right, Bailey. What? That's the whole reason why I worked with them to get them to move here. We all want to be free from you now, so don't you dare get in our way. Rosie! I'm blocking you now. Bye forever. What happened with my little sister after that is pretty hard for me to know specifically since I blocked her. But luckily my mom was able to get in touch with that fiancé of George's that ended up being caught in Bailey's mayhem and has been talking with her ever since. From what she's told my mom, Bailey ended up going to work at a strip club for a few weeks to start making some money for the settlement. But in between working shifts there, she would go throughout the city collecting cans and bottles to get dimes back for at the local supermarket. However, she too wasn't able to get a hold of Bailey anymore after a while, most likely due to Bailey's phone breaking or her not being able to pay her phone bills. And only a month later, we got one last bit of information about her through a rumor, and it's not great. The last of her that was seen was of her getting into the back of a black van with 2 other men, and then it driving off to never be seen in the city again. But a week after that happened, some money came into the fiance's account from Bailey to finish off paying her settlement, so she still has to be alive somewhere. I'm just glad that she paid off all that settlement and hopefully will not cause any more trouble for anyone now. As for my parents and I, we're all out living in a very lovely villa out in Spain now with my new husband. We ended up getting this place with the help of my parents as they were getting ready to move here, and so far it's fit the 4 of us in it comfortably. Both my parents are going to some more classes again to improve their Spanish even more. And I was able to get myself a job working for an American company here in Spain, where I can use both my English and Spanish skills to work. Luckily, George never had to really talk or see my sister in person, because after showing him the text she had sent me a while back, along with the story about her stealing my ex-husband, George said he'd slap her across the face the moment she came near him. And based off how large my husband's arms are due to all the competitive bouldering he does, he'd probably end up killing her with one slap. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.